Let's have a look at the two teams then. We'll start off with Newcastle, and a little bit of late team news for them. Lewis Peachy was listed on the bench. He has got injured in the warm-ups. So Ellis Robson will replace him. Mullen at full-back, Shorrocks and Bailey are the half-back partnership. Josh Eaves, though, at dummy half will be pivotal. And plenty of beef in the forwards with Robert Stay and Wild in the back row. What about the York City Knights then? We heard from James Ford just a moment ago, and he was delighted that Matty Marsh is back. Huge inclusion for the Knights, the former Hull KR man, pivotal to this York City Knights attack. O'Hagan and Harris are at half-back, and the front row sees Thompson, Jubb and Teamby team up. Just a fifth start, of the season for Jack Teamby, who has been mainly used off the bench. Stock, Michael Porter and Inman on the bench. Here they go then, York. They've loaded numbers here. Harris out the back to Marsh. It's going to be a strolling try from the scrum. Joe Brown, 10th of the season. He won't get many easier than that. Another scrum play worked to perfection. The Knights lead 4-0.
Yeah, and if you do it right, that's what we're saying. That's what Sheffield were doing. They did it a little bit different, and it was Matty Marsh on the end of it, and he just summed it up beautifully. You'd have to say it was probably a little bit too easy. They didn't hold the ball in, they just got it straight out. It's great service, and Liam Harris goes to the line. Glover, just sucks in that Brad Gallagher, and that's the thing, when you've got Brad Gallagher who's playing as a centre, who normally plays as a back rower, he was too keen to commit. He just came in, and it's a try for that man on screen now, and it was just too easy. That's the first time they've been down here, and Joe Brown comes up with the 4 points.
We're coming back to the near side. Akumatai has a run, and Ogden is there again defensively. Needs to look out and wrap up the ball. Akumatai trying to get the ball down. He has got it down.
Yes, what a finish.
Akumatai has taken 3 over the line with him and had the presence of mind to get the ball down. The sub making an instant impact. The Thunder are back in it. Thunder 4, York City Knights 6.
Well, we spoke about the bench pre-game and the power and punch and that they have off the bench with Akumatai and Mitch Clark and co. And we just see it here. Nothing fancy about the play. It's just Akumatai carries the ball off the ruck. Clark plays it. Eaves, a little bit of deception, rocks to his right, gives it to Akumatai. The actual shape they had set up, they probably didn't quite execute how they wanted to. So Akuma just goes, you know what, I'll have to tuck it under the wing and just drive the legs and carry hard. And he does that. And if I'm honest with you, your coach, James Ford, will be very, very disappointed. There was enough York players in attendance here to stop him, but the determination and the perseverance from Akumatai to just keep fighting and driving and making sure he gets over that line, and then he wriggles and spins and finds the space to get the ball over on the ground and score the try was remarkable, Kevin.
5 away. They're going to play it now centre field. They're coming back to this right-hand side, and Harris, Marsh into the line. Miss out pass.
Oh, what a
pass. And Brown, for the second time this afternoon, strolls over in the corner. Well, Matty Marsh, they've missed him, and that is why. That was dynamite, the pass. And York's decision not to take the 2 comes up good. It's Newcastle 8, York 10.
And with them special players who play like a half-back, out full-back, that's the difference from, almost scoring a try and it looking good to it being very crisp. They lay the point at the middle of the field, and it's Liam Harris who gets his ball. This combination with Harris and Marsh, that's the combination for the first 2 tries, and Joe Brown's the benefactor from that. But it's just lovely play, initially from Harris to square up. It's a great line, and then he takes one on the chin for his team there.
Newcastle are hanging on now, desperately trying to slow down York, who go to that right edge. Here's Marsh. Marsh with a big step. Takes him past one, but Mullen will... Well, he should make the tackle. He's let go.
He's over.
Matty Marsh, who created the opening couple of tries, has now got one for himself. And Newcastle have only got themselves to blame. They made the tackle, and they let Marsh go, and he punished them. They extend the lead, 14 points away.
He's done an Akumatai. He's made him look silly, Endo. He's stepped, he's passed all night, hasn't he? He's passed. Kenny Spetz is furious. He slips inside, and that's the word, he slips, because he slips through and gets the ball over.
How did he score, Kev? It's unbelievable, because I thought Newcastle actually defended the play quite well. You could see they loaded up that right edge to attack, and I thought the Newcastle defensive line presented a really good line. They're working on the inside, but how he gets out of this contact, I think it's at Forber and Day, and he just...
Connor Bailey's got to do better. When
he's
he
got
comes
to
in
get
and
on the
lends
ball.
weight, he's just got to hold the ball.
Got to get on the ball, but
they're hanging on.
They are hanging on, literally at the moment. Harris, ball back inside for Marsh. Back to Harris. Wonderful rugby league here from the York City Knights. And a chance here. Can they get the ball down? They will. Yes. Glover is over. Wonderful team try from the York City Knights. Busting open Newcastle. And Glover's 9th of the season. Maybe giving York their first win in 5.
Well, Kev Brown's touched on it already this evening about the combination between Liam Harris and Matty Marsh, and we saw it on show there. Fantastic work, but it all started from Danny Kirmond's carry. Fantastic change of angle play. He gets in between bodies, gets a quick play the ball, and it's Liam Harris exploits a retreating defence back on the inside of Matty Marsh, who goes back to Harris, and then he finds Glover there in support, who has enough strength to shrug off Donaghy and score next to the post. But it's a fantastic combination between the pivots there, Harris and Matty Marsh, and execution of skill and support play as well. You know,
come on, you've got to do better there, Donaghy.
They need some offload from Clark.
Yeah, a second phase as they get it away here now. Short pass. Now they've got numbers, and Bailey will slide through. That was better. Eves' pass is a good one. And the Newcastle Thunder pressure tells. They are back now, potentially within one converted try. If they can add the conversion, it's 20 points to 12.
And that was just much less predictable. It was good shape. I think Josh Eves has come on and think, I'm going to have to play like an halfback. I'm just going to get the shape, going to pass the ball. Dennis Betts, masterstroke putting him there. I was wondering where he'd go. And it's hooker to hooker. Just a nice simple pass to Connor Bailey, who's a great runner of the ball. He can play loose forward. Centre, he's playing 6 tonight. He just runs the ball and gets in between Edwards on his inside shoulder and scores a try. Carrying the ball, and you know, this is a great set after points. Connor Bailey again, and now Mullins involved. He gets it to Noakes, and Noakes is through, and he's got Eves on the inside. He's gone all the way himself and scores a try.
What?
Go on, Kevin Brown.
Whoa.
Noakes with a try. Wonderful individual effort from the Thunder. And there's nothing Kevin Brown can't do. He's calling the tries now on Premier Sports, and Thunder go back to back. And Noakes is over. His 9th of the season. The Thunder are right back in it.
Well, that's a superb effort from the young man, Noakes. And I thought he bombed it on 2 occasions here because, again, it was great ball movement. I thought he should have released his winger on the outside to catch pass, but he comes back in off his right. And they had Eves on the inside as well, but he backs himself and he scores
shows some
a try.
leg strength, doesn't he, Endo, to get through the fullback. Look at this again.
100%.
He gets through, change of angle. He should have passed, but he backs himself. No wonder. The tackle busters.
What's up, Craig?
Harris is centre field, gets it away O'Hagan. O'Hagan now moving out wide, gives a big dummy, bounces off one, goes it alone, he's trying to sneak his way through. 5 metres out, they're going for the kick, oh, it's caught! And there is the veteran Danny Kirmond, who might just have won it for the York City Knights. The little kick through, and Kirmond was there right on cue. York lead 24 points to 18.
And we said he's a very honest player, and he runs that line again. He's expecting the pass, but young Tom Inman, who's on loan from Warrington, he just sums it up perfectly. Because of the pressure of the line, he just shows the dummy and puts it on his foot. He drops it on his foot. As we see, it's O'Hagan who goes close first. And then Inman, he just trots in and he says to Danny Kirmond, run a short line. He runs the line, opens it up, and he's just too good. He gets the ball down, and that could be game. I think this kick's massive. Liam Harris will take his time. If he slots this kick over, I think it's game over.
Could well be. Harris takes his time. Here he comes now, right-footed, sends it straight through the middle. York lead by 8 with 8 minutes remaining at the bash. What can they do here? They're going to go back, and they're going to go for the drop goal. The one-pointer is good. And O'Hagan on the buzzer wraps things up for the York City Knights, who will win here by 27 points to 18. James Ford is relieved. The York fans are happy. It's been a tough old run for them. Newcastle were busted. Danny Kirmond and Chris Clarkson showing their quality and their experience to get York back in the winner's circle.